What's up, everyone, and welcome into episode number 576, where it is my honor and privilege to introduce two special guests joining this episode, and those are Ferris State track and field athletes Tyrese, Beedle, and Aaron Pierce. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate it. How has life been since graduating? You have to be pretty happy, I would assume, but maybe a little bit sad as well. I don't know. How have you guys been?
Man, happy for the most part. I mean, long years were done, but
Yeah,
it is sad leaving the sport that we spent so long with, especially through
yeah.
high school, even middle school, and then coming to
Mhm.
Ferris and continuing that.
Yeah, it is. It's really weird. For the last like 12 years, every day we went to school, went to practice, and now it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's crazy. It's like a loss of direction, and it's even weirder for me because my major's nursing, so
Okay.
I have to go through the summer. So like I still have school until August. So
Oh,
it's like,
you
oh, I
really?
go to class and then I don't have to run.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Do you still see yourself going to the track, either one of you, or are you guys kind of like taking a little bit of a break from that?
Uh, well, we actually did talk about it because I plan on running unattached because some of my buddies, Iggy, Dean, are continuing
Okay.
to run. So I was like, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, other than working after
Yeah.
that, or go home, sit and do nothing, or might as well continue to train. But
Yeah.
Me, I'm done.
You're done.
Yeah, no, it's actually funny. We joke about it. Like, my body hurts so much. Like, my knees,
Okay.
like, I wake up and I feel like an old man. Like, my knees are sore.
you had knee
I
issues.
did have knee issues a lot during practice and stuff. And like, I wake up, my back hurts, like, my shoulder hurts. I'm like, no, I do
Yeah.
go for like jogs and walks, but I'll never like do like a really hard workout or something again.
Okay.
You know?
I was just gonna say, are you guys not gonna take on like running like a half marathon, a marathon? You're not gonna do long distance at all. I know obviously we'll talk about kind of the events you guys do, but more sprinters, long jump type of stuff and not distance.
No, yeah, I think as sprinters and a jumper, I don't think we'll ever be doing a half marathon, to be honest.
Okay.
3 miles might be my max,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be like an hour-long thing.
I could see myself doing like a nice little like turkey trot for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
or like, the wife and kids, maybe like a summer 5K or something like
Mhm.
down the road. But no halves coming anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different. That's a
Mhm.
different animal.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask why a turkey trap? Because in my opinion, like a ton of families obviously do it, but when it comes to Thanksgiving, all I want to do is eat. I don't necessarily want to wake up early and run in the morning, but
Mhm.
obviously I heard really great things about that, so it kind of makes sense.
I think that it's just like it would be like a really good tradition to set with the family, you
Yeah,
know? Like go out there, have fun. Maybe like my kids get really good one day and they win it and we get a free turkey. That wouldn't be too
there
bad.
you go.
So I think that'd be kind of nice. Just to like set the tone, set the standard.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Do you see you doing that all, Aaron, in the future, or are you gonna let it Tyrese do that?
He could do that on his own. I'll
Okay.
be the, like, turkey bowl guy. I'll be playing
Ah.
football with the
Mhm.
kids and stuff.
Love that. So obviously, I know both of you kind of mentioned middle school. Just talk a little bit about how you guys kind of got started in track and field.
I'll let you go
I was
first.
gonna say, yeah, I started before Aaron, which is kind of strange.
Okay.
He's older than me. But I started in sixth grade because we had like a running club, and
Okay.
in Michigan at least, sixth graders couldn't like compete on the track and field team. So they would like let us practice and go to running club and do all that kind of fun stuff. And then just like not compete. And we would just like kind of transition once seventh grade hit into like
Yeah.
actually practicing and really competing and stuff. So since I was 12 and I'm 22 now, like I've, went to school and had practice and had like something to like look forward to just to get into. And it was something I never thought I would do for so long.
Okay.
Because I danced for 8 years. For
Did you really?
I really did. Yeah. No,
That's awesome.
I did dance and gymnastics until seventh grade when I was like, wow, like I actually really like track. I think I'm gonna give up dance for track. So it was kind of an easy give up. But yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
No, I started in 8th grade, but I was not a track kid to say. Like,
Okay.
I was soccer, like, 100%. even after like track practice, I'd go home, kick the ball around just to get some reps in. And going into high school, it was pretty much like how some football kids do. They just use track as a way to stay in shape going into the
Yeah.
season. But
So kind of a little bit of different stories for the most part when
mm,
it talks about kind of starting, because you obviously have Tyrese that is like, hey, it's something that I kind of really enjoy. At least it kind of seems like it's something that you really enjoyed, because to me it would be like difficult to kind of be quote unquote in a sport that you can't compete for a year. Like you truly have to love it. And then Aaron, for you, it's kind of like, yeah, I use this to hopefully obviously get better in soccer. And then both of you obviously ended up competing in track and field at Ferris. So both of you end up at the same place, but different kind of start.
It really was. It was kind of crazy too. And I think for me, like dance class and dance practice wasn't like through school or anything. It was like a
Yeah,
separate thing on its own. So all of my friends that I had at school that were like, oh, like we're gonna do track, oh, we're gonna join running club. None of them did dance. So it was really easy for me to be like, oh, like I just want to like hang out with my friends and see them versus like
exactly.
go see kids from other schools kind of thing.
mm.
And I think
Yeah.
that was, at least for me personally, a very easy transition of like why I was like, I think I'm gonna quit one thing and do the other, you know?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, like both of you, like I specifically said, like both of you obviously end up like really enjoying track. When did you guys kind of know that, like, hey, not only like could I be really good at this, but like when did you know like you had a future in the sport?
I guess I didn't even think I'd have a career in track, especially since college. I didn't even compete my first year. I wasn't even on a track team.
Okay.
I walked on my sophomore year, and that was it. And all through high school for soccer, I was the fastest kid on the field. So like, I guess maybe and put in a little bit more work in high school because practices were a lot more in depth than middle school. Middle school was just go out, run, maybe
Yeah.
do some block stars, maybe do some hard sprints. But yeah, high school definitely put more work in the sprints and saw some growth. And I'm sure you want to bring up it with trackflation. Like our conference wasn't the fastest,
Mhm.
and so
Really?
yeah, because I was running 11.7 in the 100, and I was like 3rd place, 4th place,
Okay.
and it was and long jump is like 21.3 is what I got at regionals, and that was 1st place by a foot. So,
Really?
yeah, but even after that, after states, I didn't even plan on competing after that, but I think later on, 1st year, I was like, I missed the grind.
Yeah.
I'd hop back in and definitely try to get with coach and yeah.
And I think for me, um, I honestly like track was just something that I did to like do with my friends, you know, and
Yeah.
all of my friends did it. And so like we always had fun during track season. And I ran like the 400, 800. So it was like kind of on the distance side, but still like I would practice with sprinters. And the cross kids my sophomore year convinced me to do cross country. And I was like, guys, like, I don't know, like, I can't run that far. Like, like guys, like, that's like you seriously, you go out and you do like 10, 12 mile long runs. Like, that's crazy to me. I don't know that I can do that.
Yeah.
And, they convinced me to do it. And so like, I put in like a lot of work my sophomore season and then COVID happened. And so we
Okay.
never got a sophomore year. And so I was kind of like mad that I just, you know, I put 6 months of work in and I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't get anything out of it. Like, why did I just do that? I just wasted my time. So then
Exactly.
I went back to cross my junior year. And then junior season happened and I had a much better season than I did like freshman year. And at the end of junior year, Aaron was graduating. Aaron and I actually went to high school together. I don't know if we said that or not.
No,
Um,
you did not,
yeah,
actually.
we went to high school and now college too, but he was graduating, was going to Ferris, and then we had another buddy who was on the team in high school who was running at Ferris, and I was like, "Oh my
Okay.
gosh, like if I have like a really good season, like that'd be great if I could also, you know, run at Ferris next
Yeah.
year." So I think probably like the end of my junior year when I was like, "All right, like I'm kind of going to take it a little bit more serious." And like Aaron said, kind of to piggyback off him, it was definitely hard. We come from like we had like 90, 80 kids in our class in high school, very
Okay.
small D3 school. And back in 2021, 2022, like I run the 400. If you come to a meet and you run a 53, which is what I ran in high school, like you're
Yeah,
gonna beat most people. You don't really have to like warm up. You can kind of just go to the line. Whereas like
exactly.
now, if you run a 53, they're like, oh, this guy's rolled. Like, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was a little bit different back then, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And you mentioned running cross country a little bit. Why didn't you end up in distance then? Like, how did you find your way into sprint? Like, did you kind of realize after a couple of years in cross country that, like, hey, maybe this distance thing isn't for you?
Well, yeah. So like I started out as a sprinter, and then when the cross kids convinced me to do distance, I wasn't that good. My best 5K
Okay.
was like 18:13, 18:16 or something. Bit of a, hobby jogger, I could say.
Yeah.
But I definitely it helped me with the long sprints of like the 400, 800 because in high
Yeah.
school I ran like 53 and 206, or I split 206 and a 4x8. So it definitely gave me like the stamina, if that makes sense, to
Yeah.
kind of like mix with the speed, because I wasn't like a 100 200 guy like Aaron was.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I think I
Okay.
really didn't do distance, because I was like, all right, like it's really just going to help me with these events.
So I'm assuming that's kind of how you found out a little bit about like what the events you would obviously eventually end up doing at Ferris.
Oh yeah, totally. It kind of was
So
like the same from high school to college, to be honest.
Mm.
yeah. Aaron, were you the same exact way? Like, when did you kind of like get your start and kind of obviously a little bit of like long jump, but then also being a little bit of a sprinter too?
Yeah, I mean, sprints was like right off the bat. I knew I wanted to do that, but
Okay.
long jump, I don't even remember what meet it was. It was in middle school when I started, and all one time, one of my buddies was like, "Yo, you gotta try this event," and I was like, "What is it?" It's like, "Oh, it's long jumps. Just hit the board, jump far, and you're good."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I'll give it a try." And then right off the bat, I won the meet, and I was like, "Oh, maybe this is my event." So, yeah, definitely that moment definitely propelled me into wanting to focus on long jump,
Yeah.
and it's long jump has a lot of ups and downs because that's when I, like, injured myself bad where I needed surgery,
Okay.
and it was yeah.
And how difficult was it coming back to long jump after that surgery?
It was a struggle. I mean, all summer going through PT, couldn't run, like, even just a slight jog hurt. So,
Okay.
like, basically 5 months off from running, and then coming
Wow.
back, there was definitely a little subconscious, like, my body holding back 'cause,
Yeah.
uh we talked about it sometime, but my approach was not, like, hitting like it used to. I was a lot slower, and I was not as accurate as I should have been before. So it took a lot to get used to. All indoor season, I was working on it, and finally, towards the end of outdoor,
Yeah.
it finally clicked, but it's too late.
Because the one thing about track and field, especially for kind of the two events that you guys do, like you truly have to kind of give it your all. Like you really can't kind of question things. Like you can't just give like 95%. Like if you're going to do well, you're obviously going to take a ton of like pressure. Like it's going to come with being a very compact kind of sprint. When it comes to obviously long jump, you're going to take a lot of like pressure on like your knees, stuff like that. Like you truly have to quote unquote send it if you're
Yeah,
going to have any success at it.
absolutely.
How long did it take you to kind of not only get confident in your approach before the injury, but also how long did it take you to get confident after that injury? Because you specifically mentioned like it took a little while to kind of get to that point.
Mhm. Right, and even at the end, it started to, like, click, and you're switching your approach all the time. Like, you get a little bit faster here, you're having to move your steps either forward or backward. If you
Yeah,
get a little stronger here, same thing. It's like you can be confident, but once you start getting faster, you're switching it constantly.
exactly.
It's yeah, it's a little bit tough, but like, if you remain confident, like, going like, "Oh, I might be faster," but if I'm confident in my steps and I'm gonna hit the board here, this skyrockets how well you can do.
Yeah, and I'm sure technique is another huge part of it as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So, Tyrese, on your side of things, obviously being kind of a sprinter, but kind of a longer distance type of sprinter, how fun is doing that? And like how much does not only like technique goes into it, but also the importance of having power behind not only your start, but when it comes down to kind of the last little stretch where you need to really kind of take it to another gear when for most sprinters it's just a quick kind of like 100 yards. Like it just really is like give it all at once. Like for you, you kind of have to do it like for like 200, 400. Like it's a little bit of a different approach.
Yeah, that's kind of why we laughed when you first said that, because a lot of people that say that they run the 400 or 800, they're like, it's terrible. Because like essentially like at the end of the day, there really isn't strategy to it. Like you basically are all out sprinting for an entire lap. And that's what's like so hard, because like you said, like 100, like it's boom. You are all out. There's not a lot of like thought. It's like you're driving, stand up, stay tall, you're fast, like use all your energy quick. But in a
Yeah,
400, it's like if you do that, you'll just burn out and you'll die. Or if you
exactly.
get out too slow, then you'll have too much at the end. And then like you just kind of had energy you didn't use and you didn't waste. So you kind of have to use that like happy medium of like, all right, I have to go, fast enough to where I'm not going to die, but I do have to go fast enough to where like I'm still being 100%, I'm still sprinting.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of like workouts that like simulate our races. Like we'll do a lot of
Okay.
like broken 400s. So we'll do like a 200, 30 seconds rest, 200, and we'll do like 2 to 3 sets of that, with like
Okay.
5 minutes between our rest for that. But when we do those, it really makes us think, because we're like, wow, it's something that we can do 3 to 4 times a week and
Yeah.
have our bodies recover. So it's just a lot of like pain, and it is fun. Like obviously we love it, but it
Yeah.
hurts in the moment. And Aaron knows. Aaron would see us at practice. There'd be days where coach would be like, "You got to get him home. you gotta
Like,
carry him home."
he's laying on the ground. You can just see the light
I'm
out
like,
of his eyes, and
it gets really bad.
Yeah.
Like I think the new thing is like you hear the saxophones.
Okay.
You do that. You hear it every other day at 400 practice. So it is fun, but it's a lot of work, because you have to like embrace the pain that's going to come in race and in practice, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Aaron, was there any time at all when you watched his practice that you're like, you know what, like I want to kind of pitch in on that. I kind of want to try that as well. Or were you more of just like, let's just have him have his own fun over there and I'll just kind of continue to do what my hard practice is?
there are a couple of times like my competitive nature definitely is like, oh, I could beat him in the 400,
All right.
but
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, you did it freshman year, didn't you?
I did,
Yeah.
and it was horrible. I ran so slow. I actually ran faster in high school than I did my freshman.
And now he knows how hard it is.
Yeah.
It is hard.
I think last year I would have had you. Yeah, I was a lot stronger and I was a lot faster.
He's lying. Don't let him fool you.
I'm not lying.
Don't let him fool you. He'd never get.
But yeah, this year absolutely not. Every practice looked miserable.
Yeah.
We didn't do 90-second runs as much
Mhm.
this year. If we did last year, absolutely not. Because what you're doing like 5
Yeah,
90-second runs.
we would do like a common workout that we do is 90-second runs. So basically, like you
Okay.
have to run as far as you can in 90 seconds, and like those of us that are in like the longer groups have to do more reps.
Mm.
So Aaron, as a jumper, would do one,
Yeah,
and then he'd watch me and Dean go out there and run, 4 or 5,
Mm.
and it'd be
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like it's terrible. But
I want to put both of you on the hot seat real quick. Is there any event that each of you do that you believe you could beat the other person in currently?
all of our respective events,
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think like Aaron does the 100 in long jump, so I would hope he could beat me in that. But I think
Okay.
like 400 and up, I have him for sure.
I think our best event, if we competed, would have been the 200.
Probably. And like Aaron's a year older than me, so when I was in high school, or like my senior year of high school, 200 time was like just slightly faster than yours, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Like by like a tenth of a second. So
Okay.
relative to each other, I think like if you gave me the extra year, we would be like about the same.
Mm.
Okay.
Because also my freshman year and his sophomore year, we raced the 200 like 2 or 3 times. And I think I beat him more, but he had the faster time at the end, if that makes sense. Like he had
Okay,
the
yeah.
better PR.
Mm.
So that'd be a good race. We'll have to do it
Yeah.
again.
Do you want
I was just going to say we'll have to have you guys test it real quick, and you have to obviously let me know how it goes. That would be kind of fun before obviously you guys go your separate ways, but you end up both eventually getting to Ferris State, eventually competing there as well. I know Aaron obviously wasn't exactly the plan to compete there, but obviously both of you end up joining the track team. Just talk a little bit about kind of that decision. Then Aaron, kind of talk a little bit about the walk-on process. Was it more of like just talking to the coaches? Did you have to kind of like go through a couple of things?
Well, walking on, it was the most difficult part was actually getting in touch with Jared because
Okay.
like I messaged him I don't even know how many times. And then finally during the summer, I mean, you gotta think, like when we walked on, it was Noah Jones and that's it.
Yeah, the sprint team when we first got here really wasn't like as populated, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's been really crazy to see over the last 4 years. Like there's been a lot of growth. Like our first year, because we started here together. Um, it was like me, Aaron, and like maybe 4 or 5 other guys.
Mhm.
Where as like now we have a team of 10, 15 people, and it's like, wow, we see a lot of talent, like we see a lot of growth. Like I
Yeah.
remember our conference meet, which is generally our last meet, it was like we had so few guys that everyone was injured other than me and Aaron. And so the 4x1 was a jumper, a 400 guy, and then we threw 2 distance kids in it because we legitimately didn't have anyone else.
Uh,
So like it definitely was a crazy process to kind of see like the
Yeah.
developments from like almost nothing to something huge now.
yeah.
Like I don't know
Yeah.
if you've seen any progress or anything, but like we've had a lot of like people in the top 10 boards, a lot of school records broken. So it's just like it's crazy to like we've both physically seen it and we've like
Mhm.
watched it happen. So that was just absurd, you know?
Yeah. Especially with Lucas.
Oh yeah, totally. Like we had a crazy freshman this year out of nowhere dropped like a
Run.
47.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Broke both the indoor and outdoor 400 record. That's actually wild to see.
It is wild, especially when we think about like the best freshman that we had freshman year, was probably running like a 51, 52,
Mhm.
if I had
Oh
to
wow.
guess. Yeah, so like I mean that's a 4-second drop in
Yeah.
3, 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's just
No,
been a crazy development, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I feel like I have to ask this question just because you guys brought it up. How did that relay go? I need to know how it went, how you guys competed, what time, if you remember. I need to hear the story. It sounds super interesting.
So it didn't go well.
Yeah.
It was pretty much
Kind
like
of figured it wouldn't, but
I think
I have to know.
I think there was 8 teams total in our conference, and so like 8 teams score. So it was kind of like we're gonna just get the stick around to get points. There is a video out there, and it's just I think we ran like a 46, which is
Okay.
I mean that's a mediocre high school essentially, but you know the handoffs weren't the best. I'm pretty
Especially with distance kids that never did a hand.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, and we were 2 just freshmen at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it just
I mean, look, because the 4x1 is on the second day. We didn't find out about it because Noah and Josiah were our other 2 people, and
Mhm.
they were injured. We didn't find out till the first day.
yeah.
Okay.
It might have even been the second day, I think,
It was
because we had the 2 other guys that were originally going to be in it. We're like, oh, like we're going to kind of see how we feel, and we were
Yeah.
practicing handoffs. And I remember the one guy was like, my hamstrings cut, like I can't. And so we were like, all right, we need
Yeah.
someone else. So it was definitely a memory that I'll be able to tell my kids and be like, yes, this is great. Something we did. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And we had fun. We appreciate the distance guys too.
Yeah.
No shade to them at all, but it definitely was a lot harder to do like a blind handoff with someone who's never done that
Mhm.
before.
And yeah,
Yeah.
counting the steps. Like our steps, like I like coming in fast compared to what a distance kid could start off in. It was like 30 steps back
I
before
don't.
he could start. It was yeah,
Really?
and then Kev was our second leg. He probably what you guys' steps were like 10.
Yeah, it was crazy. The guy actually that was in it also went to our high school. He was the guy who ran here originally.
Mhm.
That kind
Okay.
of got us to you know jump on this train,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's definitely like I don't know how much you watch track and field, but sprinters and distance, they don't even like run the same, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
sprinters are a lot more like aggressive, very form focused, where I feel like distance is almost it's there's kind of like a little bit of a sway, like you use your arms more and stuff, and like you just notice like the sprint format, like it doesn't even look the same. Like you could almost tell
Exactly.
that he was a distance kid like trying for us. So
Yeah.
it wasn't the best, but we did get to stick around and we didn't get disqualified. So
That's good.
That was points.
exactly, we got points.
Did you guys beat any team? Did anyone get disqualified or did you finish last?
No, we got last.
No, we got
We did
last.
get last.
It was it was it was funny because one of our I don't even remember his name, been so long. Nathan the hurdler, who also went to high school with
Oh
us. He
yes,
ran for
yeah.
SPSU and he was the starter. Racing against him was like almost what nostalgic because we raced together
Yeah.
then and then having a run in that relay, it was good.
Yeah,
I
we
was
did.
just gonna say your high school really seems to take a ton of like kids into like college track and field. At least I believe there's been like 4 or 5 you've mentioned, and 3 of them were at Ferris.
Yeah, we did have. I think in 2 years, we had 4 guys go to Ferris for running, and then we had the guy that he said for SVSU. We had a girl who just went to Oakland, um,
Okay.
which is pretty solid. Someone went to like Cedarville. I feel like at least like every year there's like 1 or 2 people that go somewhere.
Well, because our high school is pretty good with
Hmm.
track and field.
Okay. And obviously, kind of having people in the past that went to Ferris State that were already at Ferris State,
Mm.
how did that kind of help the transition from quote unquote high school track into what Ferris State was like? I know, obviously, you mentioned kind of your freshman year, there wasn't a ton of sprinters. You obviously had to do some events you guys don't typically do, but obviously, fun stories now. Just talk about how different the competition was and just how kind of different practice was when you guys first started.
I mean, for me personally, like I'll never forget our very first. Well, okay, so actually to go back, like I kind of said in high school, if you're running like 53 and a small like D3 team, like in the
Yeah,
open, you're probably either gonna, if you don't win most meets, you're gonna get like second or third.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty positive I got like second in our conference my senior year of high school, in the open 400, which like then I come to Ferris and I'll never forget how nervous I was. There's a video that Aaron has of me where like I would not stop moving. Like the official was pulling me out from one of the lanes.
I had to keep him out of
Yeah.
lane one, and then eventually, because it was at GV, the GV coach was like, "First, get out of lane one."
No, I was so nervous because like everyone that was in my heat was like faster or like at least as fast as me. And so and there's nothing like feeling like when you're running as hard as you can and someone catches you like instantly and there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas
yeah,
like high school, you don't really have to worry about that if that makes sense. Or at least not
exactly.
in our high school races because our high school wasn't necessarily like as competitive.
Yeah,
So it was like night and day. Like it was literally like kids racing like grown men, if that makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know how he feels about like the jump scenario, but
Well, I felt it was the same because I mean, going into it first, I had to remember is like collegiate track isn't just like you're walking on to like just do it for fun. It's like you gotta send your times, you gotta send your distances, and like they pick you to like be on the team essentially. So it's like you're competing
Exactly.
against the best that they could find for their team. And yeah, especially having GV in your conference, they are
Yeah,
actually so good, it's unbelievable. You would
mm,
think that they're D1, but
yeah,
but yeah, it's like incredible to see how different it really is, like with all the like crazy athletes that you didn't even see in high school because they're older than you. Like you said,
Absolutely.
you're going against grown men that were
Yeah.
there for
I mean,
years.
like in college, you can redshirt 2 years, you can have a medical redshirt, you can come
Yeah.
in from like a JUCO transfer. So
Mhm.
like you can race guys that are, 25, 26 years old that have been training
Absolutely.
like for legitimately like almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're an 18-year-old college freshman and you're like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there's nothing,
Yeah.
it's out of my control.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And also COVID as well. The
Yeah,
extra COVID year
that was
too.
a big thing, like, a lot of those guys had, COVID years. I think the last COVID year, I think, was the year above us, so or
Okay.
above Aaron. So, like, we still got the wrath of those with the COVID years, but
Mhm.
we didn't get a COVID year, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just an unfortunate thing, right? And obviously, with college athletics nowadays, now going for like the 5-for-5, most likely D1 as well. Obviously, this past senior year, they were affected as well. They didn't get a COVID year. The year prior to them got a COVID year. It's just an unfortunate situation. And obviously, just kind of the ever changing college landscape is a part of that. And obviously, like you mentioned, like GVSU being really, really good
Yeah.
at track, going up against some of like the best in the entire country, especially as freshmen, going up against guys that are 21, 22, 23, 24 plus years old. Like that obviously can be really difficult, really frustrating. You both mentioned that. Was there ever really a moment throughout your time, throughout that process, that really made you question why you were there, if you were good enough to be there? And if there was that moment, what or who helped you during that moment to make you realize, like, hey, you're not alone, you're good enough to be here, like, just hang on and this will be a fun journey?
Yeah, actually, I feel like I can relate to this a lot because when I came here originally, I had like an alright freshman season, like, I got better than I was in high school, but then, my sophomore and junior year, like, I felt like I put in so much work and I wasn't getting any faster, like, I was getting slower, I was regressing, essentially, and it made me, like, sit and think, like, am I good enough to be competing right now? Like, why am I still running? Like, I'm putting in all this work, I'm not getting anything out of it,
Yeah,
and like I had my teammates and my friends supporting me and they definitely saw me putting in work, but like it wasn't like showing on the paper, if that makes sense. Like when
yeah,
it mattered most, it like I just couldn't get over that hump. And finally, I'm very thankful. This year I actually had a PR, which, first one in 3 years. So like it
let's
definitely
go.
it definitely did mean something. And
Yeah,
I definitely want to thank like, my boy Aaron, he's had my back,
Mhm.
my teammates. We had a really good coach this year. Shout out Coach Bryson if he's watching this. Um, but like I remember Aaron would like physically hold me accountable, or he'd be like, if you don't PR, you're gonna have a punishment. And so like one of our punishments he gave me was you have to do 1,000 push-ups within 6 hours, which that's a lot
interesting.
of push-ups in six. Like, I don't know if you have like a calculator or anything right now, but it was a lot. And I finished in like almost like 4.5, but
Okay.
it was like the hardest thing I think I've ever done in my
Yeah.
life. It was so hard. Yeah.
Well, because he did it during, like, second day conference.
Ah,
I'm coming back and seeing him do that, he was repping, like, 1 push-up, like, every 3 minutes. It was and it was not even a push-up, he was just
It was
trying to
like
get up.
yeah, it'd be like I'd put my chest on the ground and just push up eventually. Like it was so hard. But I had a lot of people that held me accountable and they definitely got me over that hill eventually. But I do kind of relate to that, in that moment where I was like, dang, like I don't know what's wrong, like I don't know why I'm not getting better.
yeah,
I didn't get it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't really know if I really felt that way, I kinda just always knew that, like, no matter what work I'm putting in, it's always getting put towards getting better, and even if I
exactly.
had a bad jump or a bad race, it's like everyone has a bad jump or a bad race.
Yeah,
It's just part of the grind. So,
absolutely.
and I mean, having everyone with me to, like, kinda support me and, like, even my parents, my dad is a huge factor. Shout out dad, by the way. And he always, like, reminded me, like, "Alright, bad jump, but just go back, work on it, and you're gonna come back." And last year, it was PR after PR every single meet, and it was definitely like mind opening. Just being like, I every rep that I put in is definitely been helping me towards my goal. So yeah,
Absolutely, and that's what development is, right?
right,
Like the longer you spend at Ferris State, the longer you spend in college, you're
right.
going to hopefully develop. You're going to hopefully get faster. You're going to hopefully be able to jump further. Talk a little bit about kind of how you guys developed over your 3 or 4 years at Ferris on the team, and yeah, just kind of like how your team continued and how you guys individually continue to push each other to be able to develop into who you were at the end of this year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the weight room would be a very easy way to kind of show like physically how much stronger we could get because like you're putting more weight on the bar, you're
Yeah.
doing more reps. And so like it was really easy to see all of that work kind of come like very easily. Obviously there was like a lot of like physical strength that definitely was added, at least for us, because
Mm.
weightlifting wasn't like a huge thing that we did in high school. So
Okay,
that was like a really like a needed step
Oh
to
yeah.
go
yeah,
up. And it was something that we saw growth in a lot, which was really easy. And then like obviously like practice time, we would add more reps. With 90-second runs, we would get farther and farther each time. So like it was
exactly.
really easy to see that we were like getting better at practice. And I think that's why it was so hard for me to be like, why am I not getting better come meet day? Because
Yeah,
like I'm doing better in practice. So what's the issue? Like, do I have like a mental block? Like what's going on? Um,
exactly.
and obviously, like, it all worked out because like, I PR'd this year, but, like, in the moment, it was kind of like, why am I not developing? But there was development. It was just really slow for me compared to Aaron, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can piggyback off your weight room talk is like weight room definitely helped me like build the confidence to like know when I'm gonna get better. Cause you hit a PR, you hit a crazy PR in say front squat. I hit 315 in front squat that week, hit a PR in long jump. It's like once you like start repping out like big movements and like really big like confidence boosts, you're
yeah.
like really see how it's gonna affect your not only like training on the track and then but also your events out in competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you're obviously getting stronger in the weight room, especially for kind of the events that you guys do, like that's going to hopefully
Mm,
equate to more power, hopefully equate to getting faster, getting stronger, being able to jump farther, especially I'm sure lower body was a big part of
yeah.
that, like being able to squat more. Like that's a part of obviously not only the development, but also getting older, like getting stronger, getting more developed it, but that also means that recovery is also extremely
Mhm.
important. As the further you went along in your careers, I'm sure it's about trying to balance not only getting stronger, not only getting more powerful, but also making sure you're doing the right thing so that you can able to really perform at your best. Even though we all know that for a lot of college athletes, probably 99% of them are never completely healthy at the end of the season. Like there's no such thing as that, but you want to be as healthy and as prepared as you can going
Yeah.
into conference or if you go to regionals or if you go into nationals.
Mhm.
Mhm.
No, totally.
So obviously, you guys have had a ton of success, a ton of development. What was it like seeing each other go through that success, go through that development, especially being roommates this past year? And just how did you guys kind of help through that competitive drive with kind of being around each other all the time?
Yeah.
I mean, I loved coming home and, like, giving Aaron a hug and be like, "Dude, you did like, you jumped so far today. Like, that's awesome. Like,
Mm.
congrats, man." It was
Love
so
that.
amazing to see, like, because obviously, like, we train together, we do conditioning together, and it's so great to see, like, someone else's hard work paying off after, like, you see it for so long. So, like, for me, like, I was so happy to see that Aaron was doing better and, like, PRing every meet and stuff. Even though I wasn't for a long time, it was like, dang, like, I'm glad that one of us is still succeeding, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially, like, as roommates. That
Yeah.
made it really easy too.
But even that, like even before the meets, every night I'd come upstairs and we'd talk about we'd get the race plan going.
Mhm.
We'd
Talk about practice. We talk about the race. Like, you talk about everything. Yeah.
At one time in Louisville, we hit black starts in the halls.
Did
And
you really?
yeah,
No.
never forget, because our coach just walked out and he's like, "You did not see anything." It was yeah, well, that was funny. But yeah, it's very awesome because, like we said, we've been together since high school, doing
Yeah.
like running together and all that. We always hype each other up before and after the race, and yeah, it's very heartwarming to see when you're roommates and like best friends like PR and shit.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And obviously, like, it has to mean a ton for you guys, right?
Sure.
Like going up through kind of the sport, like going up through just kind of the events that you did, and obviously having that college experience. Like, there's not a ton of people that get that opportunity to really grow up through a sport, especially through college, unless that's like kind of the typical plan for some people, which it might be, but that still wasn't like the plan, but it ended up being that at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, totally. And like, kind of like you said, with just like growing up in general, like Aaron and I literally grew up together.
Yeah.
Like we, were 12, 13, and we were going to track practice together in middle school. And like now it's like, oh, we're still going to track practice together at 22 and 23.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's awesome to see like him develop on and off the track. It's just a great thing to see. It's very heartwarming.
Yeah. Who is better off the blacks though? You did bring up going in the I believe you said hotel off the blacks practicing. So I had to ask, who's better off the blacks?
I'm better.
No, it's me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It is
me.
him. Yeah.
So if it's in 100, is Aaron winning then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably gonna kill me, to be honest.
Yeah, with his 12.9.
All right.
His
12.9. I have not ran the 100 since junior year of high school, and also on that day, I ran I ran the 400, the 200, and the 100, and I ran the
Brutal.
400 and the slowest 200 I ran all season. So you can probably guess that my 100 would have been the slowest that it would have been all season. Probably not
Yeah.
my best day. I was sick, and so that was the only time I ran the 100 in high school. And so Aaron loves to bring up that statistic so much
so
because
funny.
it's the only really bad one that's like, oh,
Okay.
all right, like he's
And-
got that right
and
now.
especially since it's like in the books.
Yeah, it's like
you could just look it up and
there's no like arguing it, like it's there. And now that like I'm done running college, like I never ran the 100 in college. I never ran it more in high school. Like we both know that I can run faster, but it's like I don't have it on paper to be like, oh, I did it. And so now he can just hold it over my head forever. So yeah.
Hey, that just shows you guys are friends, though.
It does.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think if you're really close friends with someone, you can kind of joke a little bit about it because you obviously understand kind of the situation it was, but still kind of poke fun at each other every once in a while.
It is fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could hold the 55-second 400 that I have.
58, I think.
58.
He did run a 58 here freshman year, and that was interesting. And now he'll never be able to wipe that off.
Yeah, never.
So
hey, you each have a bad race on the record books,
We
right?
do.
And you have fun doing that. I do want to wrap up with kind of two last questions, though. What did it mean to you guys to run and compete these last 4 years at Ferris State, and what did the team, the coaches, and really your family's support mean to you guys?
I mean, it meant a whole lot.
Mhm.
I mean, especially like Jared. Jared is, I mean, he's with you 100%. Like
Mhm.
you have a bad race or anything, he is gonna be supportive and he's gonna pat you on the back, tell you good job. It's great. Even Coach Melissa came on a couple years later and she'd do the same thing. She'd always have your back, she'd be helping you out. And I mean, Coach Jackson and Ty's boy, Coach Jackson is he's excited like 24/7. I mean, the excitement you don't get out of Jared or Melissa, it's come from Coach Jackson. And then Coach Bryson as well. It's great to see that like in all aspects because Jared's 100% cross country coach and he's with the sprints as well. It's
Okay.
great. Even I didn't even mention Larry. Larry is also he's with you as well. Like asking how you're doing, how you race, even even if you spent all day in the heat, he's with you.
Yeah, we really
I
do
love it.
have like a great support system here. I'll say I want to take a second, shout out, Coach Jared, Coach Melissa, Coach Bryson, and Coach Larry, like, because they're all, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna listen to it. I hope they do.
Yeah.
But they've always had our back.
Yeah.
Never like even after a bad race, like they'll come, like Aaron said, they pat you on the back. Especially like we had a few like sprint coaching, like not necessarily issues, but like our first year we didn't have a sprint coach,
Mhm.
and then we had a sprint coach, Coach Jackson, come on, and then Coach Jackson left, and we brought on Coach Bryson. So there was like a couple like there was a bit of a hiatus where there was no sprint coach,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so like, Coach Melissa and Coach Jared really went above and beyond
Oh, yeah.
to like definitely like feel educated and like coach us to the best of their ability and like really be there for us when it felt like there was nobody
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah.
So like the support system here has always been great. They've always had our backs, and it's hard to not love a program as much as we do when like they've been nothing but nice to us.
Yeah.
Even
Exactly.
like, and it's a good like a hard nice sometimes. Like
Yeah.
sometimes have like a really hard workout, and we know that like we're gonna get through it because we have them.
Mm.
Exactly.
So it's been great.
Yeah, and they're the ones that build a culture. They're the ones that form that bond, and they're obviously a big reason why. And I'm sure probably your other teammates is a big reason why you guys enjoyed your time at Ferris State. Really, obviously, kind of grew close with them, and obviously with your career wrapping up this past year, I want to give you the opportunity. And it's kind of a bit of an interesting question, but if you could go back and talk to your younger self when you first got to Ferris State, what would you tell yourself about your time at Ferris State and the track team, just about your experience?
It's actually really funny that you say that because I remember at the end of my freshman year, we had this guy, we had the senior on our team, and his name was Dan. Shout out Dan. He was like, Ty, he's like, man, like live it up. Like make sure that you live every moment, you love every practice, you don't take anything for granted. And in the moment I was kind of like, oh man, why you talking? Like
Yeah.
what do you say? I'm like, I'm a freshman, like I'm just, like I have fun and like, I love practice, I love competing. But looking back, like it was really meaningful for what Dan said because it goes by so fast. Like it really goes
Really.
by in a
Absolutely.
blink of an eye. So if I could go back and like tell myself something, it'd be like seriously like listen to what Dan's saying. Like listen to the things that he's saying because it will go by so fast.
Mm.
And so like truly live every moment, truly try to remember everything, like try to just have a blast while you can because it's
Yeah.
it's a really fast 4 years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm glad that you guys have obviously had a really fun last couple of years. Obviously, had a ton of success. I know that later tonight, shortly after this episode, you guys are going to be grabbing a cake to celebrate you guys' time at Ferris State. Has there been an ultimate decision, or is that going to be a decision that comes down to the wire once you get to wherever you're going?
I mean, I think we know that he's more of a plain cake kind of guy and I'm an ice cream cake guy.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I'm definitely get like a either chocolate or cookies and cream flavor for
mm,
sure.
Like
That's
it?
yeah.
I gotta go with that classic ice cream cake, like the vanilla and then like the fudge pieces and the chocolate on the end. Oh, so good. But
See, you know what? You should get a separate cake, each of you guys, and then have a competition to
we
see if
we're
either of you can eat
Getting
it.
a separate cake.
we're getting 2 cakes. Don't worry.
Love it.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, because if you got a single cake, that might be a conversation and argument happening in uh, really the house for 20 minutes, so you might never get a cake. So you're going to have to keep me updated on how that goes.
Oh, we
Absolutely.
we will. We got you.
Absolutely, but really do appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time to join. Really hope it was worth your time. It's been a ton of fun. Almost an hour at this point, so I really do appreciate you guys. But congrats on a great career. Good luck in your careers as well. I know, Ty, you still got a little bit longer of school, so best of luck in that. I'm sure it'll go great. I'm sure Aaron's probably like, I'm so glad to be done
Oh, yeah.
at this point. But really, truly appreciate you guys joining. One thing I always say to anyone that ever joins is if you ever want to come back on, talk about track and field, we absolutely can, or anything else. The invite is always open. But really appreciate both of you guys. Hope you had fun. And thanks again for taking a few minutes to join.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, man, so much.
Yeah.
It was great to be here.
Thanks
Seriously.
thanks for having us. We also had a good time. It was
did.
especially learning about each other.
Yeah.
Even in parts that we didn't know. Yeah.
We appreciate your time and having us. So thank you.
Absolutely. And that is a wrap to episode number 576. Thank you again to Aaron and Ty for joining, and tune in to the next episode.